I'm the convener of the original Sovereign Tribal Federation, which is the only NGO tribal or Indigenous representative body in Australia, or what's called Australia. For the record, we do not acknowledge the National Congress of Australia's First Peoples, which is an organisation created by the state for the state's purposes and representative of the state. We particularly support the preambular paragraphs 8, 14 and 15 and Article 37 of the Declaration, particularly Section 2 of the article, in that nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as diminishing or eliminating the rights of Indigenous peoples contained in treaties, agreements and other constructive arrangements. We would like to know what the UN would propose to do in relation to enforcing its Resolution 262525 from the 24th of October 1970, which gives us the rights as the tribal peoples to instruct the colonising government of the land erroneously known as Australia to decolonise our tribal lands and to leave us as the free tribal peoples that we are to self-govern and self-determine for ourselves and for our peoples. We have given written notice to the state of Australia that we wish for it to decolonise our lands and return to us governance over our lands and ourselves. But since we have started to do this over the last couple of years, we've seen things like, for example, the recent creation of the Stronger Futures legislation in Australia, which is specifically genocidal and ethnic cleansing in its nature. It specifically removes our peoples from their lands, so the Crown can claim that these people have abandoned their domicile and abandoned their lands. We see the continued destruction of the most amazing ancient rock art forms and other materials on our lands. We see that UNESCO is standing up and supporting the reconstructions of the Buddhas that were destroyed in Afghanistan, but is resoundingly silent in relation to the destruction of the many, many, many thousands of acres of artefacts and rock formations and rock arts on our lands. We'd like to know why it is the UN is so silent. Could it be the dollars involved in the mines on those lands? Could it be the influence that's coming from states like the US and other member states of the UN that are making money from our lands and the ethnic cleansing and the genocide of our people? We do not recognise, as I said before, the National Congress of Australia's First Peoples, nor anyone who sits in this building or represents that organisation in the UN as being a spokesperson or spokes-organisation for our people. It is an agency of the Crown, created by the Crown. It is in fact an organisation, a corporation owned by the Crown with limited liability under corporate seal. We would like to have it put on the record that our tribes stand as one group, although we're separate sovereign tribes, much like Europe. We have now created our own federation of tribes, and we speak pretty clearly when we say we want the Crown to decolonise, and we call on the UN to stop being the toothless tiger that it is, and to start implementing its own resolutions, and start, I can't use the term I'd like to use, but start having a bit of backbone, and stand up and be counted for the peoples, including my sister here, including her peoples, including all the Indigenous peoples of this planet, because this planet belongs to us. It doesn't belong to the Crown Corporation, or its Queen in England, or its corporate governance structures on our soil. Thank you.